We ask our clients, what are your dreams? What do you hope that this building will achieve in terms of advancing what your priorities are? If we're doing our job and we're listening really hard, the proof will be when that building is complete.
Architecture is part art and part engineering. There are some physical problems that we have to solve. In order to activate the urban plane, we lifted the building 85 feet in the air and created this village below.
And they integrated timber into that surface just to really warm that space up.
We like to do things because they make sense, and parenthetically, they're beautiful.
Some firms don't really employ anymore the whole, I'm gonna grab a piece of paper and a pen and I'm gonna sketch what this project can be.
Our method of generating ideas makes the most sense for us. Open up a blank piece of paper and let everybody draw on it.
People throughout the office sketch all the time.
There are things that happen in a drawing that don't easily happen on a computer.
And then we move into physical models.
One of the things I loved about when I came to Pickard Chilton were the models.
We trace our heritage back to Eero Saarinen. Eero Saarinen had a very model-intensive, iterative studio environment.
Most of our competitors will not make the models. We make the additional investment. It's very much a part of our secret sauce.
That mentality of building models and the iterative design process carried through into our studio.
We start with a range of ideas. We get feedback and we thread that feedback into what we've proposed. Each time you're improving the design, you're tailoring it to the specific need of the project.
Now with 3D printers, it just allows us multiple tools.
We do embrace the digital and the analog. New technology is something that we are always looking closely at.
Lately we've been looking at VR as a tool.
And it quickly became a tool that we used not only for design, but presentations.
What's great about the firm, though, is people.
As beautiful as the work is, I think it's essentially the people and the processes.
There is a diversity of culture, education.
People from all over the world.
I work from Mumbai.
We collaborate on every project we do.
So whether you're the most senior person here or one of the newly hired interns, you have the ability to impact a project.
We're a meritocracy.
We like to call it almost like a symphony, and everyone kind of has their own melody.
To look at a problem from multiple angles.
We made a decision early on that we would narrow our focus.
We practice purely as a design architect for 100% of our work. We team with executive architects.
And we work in side-by-side collaboration.
We're small and nimble and able to be as creative as possible.
And it's always a dialogue between the building and the site itself.
So the way that the building is cut or carved or curved often reflects the environment.
To unite the culture of the place and the architecture.
There's an enormous satisfaction that comes with designing a building in a culture completely different than our own.
And having these buildings built in Tokyo in the very specific culture is very important.
We're always meeting with the city to make sure that what we have is still respectful of the history of the site.
We look at literature, we look at art, and find an idea that could resonate for the project.
It's transformational because it goes beyond the building. It becomes rooted in meaning.
How can we start to proactively address the global climate crisis?
Sustainability has also been a very critical part of our design process.
I don't think we have a project that we're doing without the integration of green space. The science is so profound. When you see green, your heart rate goes down, you're more open to communication.
Starting to build buildings out of timber as a way to sequester carbon.
If it's renewable energy within the building, if it's a new mechanical system.
Add density to environments and community where there is density already. We're doing a series of buildings right in the heart of Kendall Square, right on top of transit.
Anybody can design the building, but I think elevating that experience is the next challenge.
We contribute positively to an enhanced public realm.
It's about creating these moments where people can flourish and where they can see themselves in the place.
To engage the occupants of the building, but also to engage the broader neighborhood.
We've been in business 25 years. We still see ourselves as a startup.
Things aren't fixed.
We never want to repeat the same structure.
Everyone just wants to do the best for the studio and is truly invested in that.
Around 50 people makes possible that commitment and that focus to each project with a very small team that's not jumping around. We are up against some of the top firms in the world in every competition that we're in. We're excited to show them that we have the right to win the project as well.
What our work does is it influences an entire city. That's what's at the heart of really great architecture.
The building is more important than the architect, and the city is more important than the building.
It's really about building communities.
We're looking at how can we create a building that's an equitable resource within the community and really enhances the surrounding neighborhood.
And when it goes from person's eyes to their heart, that's pretty special.